afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Apex Racing TV. Alex Simpson, Brenton O'Brien here for round 3, the Sim Racers Asia GT1 Championship. We're at Daytona International, Brenton. Awesome track, the road circuit, famous for the 24 hours of Daytona, of course, as well as the Daytona 500. Great for racing, lots of slipstreaming going on out there with the oval section coming into play. It's going to be a blast of a race. We're a little bit late, so apologies to everybody for that. Just a few technical issues just before we went on air. But yeah, Brenton, hello first, and just walk us through the grid as everybody's just starting to form up as well.
Yeah, good on you, AC. It's a busy night with the Watkins 6 hour tonight, so I'm sure people can excuse that. Yep, Daytona, looking forward to it. We've finished qualifying. We've got Josh Burden with a 39.445, just a 6 1,000ths behind him is our series leader, Scotty Gray. Aaron Osborne third. Again, it's unbelievably close time. So that's just the 3 100ths between first and third. And then you go Ilham Halabi, who is just the 5 100ths off the pole in fourth place. Fani Lazardi, 512. Mick Hammond, good to see him back. Yuka Silvati, first time I've seen that name, 778. Scotty Stevens in the Corvette. Chandra Yong, Tim Ballinger, Colin Schweck will be in the top 11. Jason Bench, Shane Reynolds, Daniel Leet, Muhammad Ali Ishak, Tim Jackson, Mark Lang, who's done a good job there, coming 17th to 41 flat. So the times there all the way down to Stephen Bocade and Martin Houston in 20th to 41.5. So the times only are very, very close there between the top cars, and with the 3 different cars, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, of course we do have a few Rileys out there today. We've there was none last week, so good to see it. There's some out there here. Daytona, of course, Daytona prototype. Why wouldn't you? We'll have a little quick look at the championship standings just while we go through the pace lap here.
Yeah, well, we've got for the Clubman's Championship start with Phil White after the first 2 rounds, 75 points for the Green Hornet, Matt Shinosky, and driving the Corvette, just that 10 points behind, and Lance Hawes for the KRF team on 54 points. And moving on to the Pro-Am, Aaron Osborne, is our series leader. Sorry about that, Aaron. 113 points. Forgot about his race last week. Scotty Gray in second, just 3 points off. Yuka Silvati, 80 points. Fani Lazardi driving the Corvette in 76 points, and going over again as the cars are away to the Team Championship. Green Hornet Racing comfortably in front of TD Racing. Eurasia Sim Sport on 191. Green Hornet bring good numbers, but a welcome addition hopefully surely will be Blackadder Motorsport. And Nations Cup, well, it's almost wrapped up already. AC with Australia convincingly in front there. We're about 150 points in front there after 2 races. That's very convincing.
Going to be Aussie against the rest of the world before long, I think, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you guys definitely are coming with the numbers in this series, which is great to see. It's worth pointing out, Scott Gray, just in case anyone missed last week's race, decided to start from the back of the grid and work his way through. I'm trying to remember where it was, 3rd or 4th, something like that. He finished now. But what a great performance from him again. Aaron Osborne just he had a little bit of company at the start of the race, but broke away at the pits and was able just to hold his position. Yuka Savati, like we say, we a newcomer to the series. He had that spin from Lazardri. I don't know if you remember that in the first round. At Spa. So that set him back, but he still recovered well and had a good race. Good race last week as well, coming just behind Scott. I think they had a battle towards the end there as well. So yeah, he's looking pretty good as a newcomer for the series. But like you say, generally points still pretty close in no matter what team or drivers. We'll excuse the Nations Cup.
Yeah, you can give that up. I'm just having a look for Scotty Stevens. He was our sole Riley representative in race 1, and I notice he's now in the Corvette. So hoping that Mark's done the right thing by him in points. I'll have to check that to ensure he's had a smooth transition there, because yeah, he was a bit caught out there. I can't.
Definitely saw a couple of Rileys. Maybe it was just one.
No, at at Spa there was just the one Riley. There's definitely more than one Riley here though tonight. Just trying to have a look. Ilham Halabi in the Riley.
There's one on the left there, just coming through. And other.
Yeah, you can see actually I only see the one at the moment. I thought I saw a couple, but
yeah, I thought I saw a green one in practice as well, but
yeah, no, just the one.
Can't see
just
that.
the one. But anyway, we're not far away from having a race start here, so I think we've been blessed with having the long outlap here behind the safety car. I think it gives us a chance to talk about the points and talk about qualifying, and no doubt it'll be a great race with 45 minutes of tough racing in front of us.
Yeah, looking forward to this one. Great circuit. Drivers just starting to drop back off the pace car here. Going to get ready to go green any second now. What's your prediction for the race, Brenton? Who do you think is going to take this one?
Well, it's easy to say Scotty Gray because he does get a lot of help with his setups, and he's doing such a good job. But I think the track follows the Corvette, but Scotty's team is not going to be slouched out, so away they go. Sorry, Josh Burden, not going to be slouched out, so away they go for the start. So great start by Josh Burden.
Oh, look at the top lane, just check up because of the Riley out on the outside there. So slow under acceleration. Nobody can overtake him on the inside. Of course, they'll get a penalty, so they have to do it around the outside, but that's cost that outside lane dearly.
Yeah, it has. It's really put a bit of a gap in already, hasn't it? But no, Josh Burden, a fantastic start. Scotty Gray got himself to second very comfortably. Looking out for Aaron Osborne here, our series leader in the Aston Martin. There's a belief that the Aston Martin's not as quick as the Corvette in a straight line, so he doesn't want to lose contact with that front two and get out of their draft.
Yeah, straight line speed seems to be all important around Daytona, but he's just got a little something in the infield section. He might be able to hold on. That's where it's gonna count. So actually, let's just take a look at these now and compare the speeds. First time down the straight. Of course, Scott's got slipstream ahead as well, so and does seem to be pulling away. Look at the straight line speed on the screen. It's probably maybe only 4 or 5 Ks, but it's enough, and it's going to be tough, I think, for Aaron today.
It's not just the fact that that car's pulling away by 4 or 5 Ks, is that the Aston Martin should be catching at 4 or 5 Ks at the same time, so there's a possible 10 K an hour difference there. Not sure it's going to be a true reflection because Gray's got an awesome run here on Burden, and I've got a feeling these guys will be swapping positions the greater majority of the race. I don't think Burden's going to put up too much of a fight here going to turn 1.
Yeah, let's just take a look at this battle. There's a few side-by-side action going on a little bit further back, but yeah, like you say, no real defence there. Didn't need to be that long straight. Sometimes it's just not worth it.
Now you can see the ground that Osborne's made there under brakes, so again back up with those three. Barney Luxury driving the Corvette back and forth, just dropped off Yuka Silvati, Mick Hammer. That's an awesome looking skin, the laser skin. I do like the job they've done on that team, the JFF team. Ilham Halabi, we talked about the start that he had. Chandra Yong, Jason Bent's teammate of Hammond. Colin Schweck new to that team, Tim Bellinger's team, so it's good to have him on board there. And he's got his team leader Timmy Bellinger in the GLW car behind him. Scotty Stevens, Josh Burden's teammate, in 12th. Daniel Leet, the Green Hornets Racing, 13th. Mohammed Ishaq, 15th. Paul Jackson, Houston, Lang, Rowden and Lee round out the top 20 after lap 1.
Yeah, everybody just about settled in line right now. Josh has got a run once again on Scott. I think he's perhaps going to wait till after the chicane. Osborne's right there as well, so it's definitely quick through the infield section. He's losing a little bit of pace on the guys here, but if he can stay in the draft, then he could be very quick, perhaps with pit stops or something like that. Try and do it on strategy or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think there's any advantage here in Burden again going to the outside. This is where Osborne seems to make this gap, is that I think he's really can get that car wound up, and as they go across the strike in lap 2, and Burden probably could have done in the past there, but no necessity to, but Have a look at the ground that Osborne makes up here. So fantastic effort by Osborne to stay on here.
Yeah, very quick on. Oh, we've got Spinner in the background. I think that's Hammond around. Yeah, Hammond's around. So not quite sure what happened there. Let's take a quick look at that back on replay.
Well, they've actually got 3 wide. And then what's he going to lose it under brakes? Oh, no, he's going to be chopped. Oh, no, he's been absolutely chopped in half by the Ilham Halabi, who's just really just driven into the side of him.
Yeah, Halabi got the move done around the outside. Yeah, Hammond got himself back out of the way quickly as well, so good for him. I think Halabi probably didn't think he was going to be there, actually. I think that was the problem, is he thought he'd just drove straight around the outside, but of course Hammond very good on the brakes. Oh.
Yeah, but that also tagged Suvati on the way through as well. So Suvati doesn't look like he's got a lot of damage, to be fair. Chandra Yong, Schweck and Bentz is in a good battle here, and Timmy Ballinger's making the most as well, getting on that tail. So yeah, just a bit unlucky there, but still a long way to go, and it's one of those tracks where you don't want to lose the draft of the car in front.
I think you're right. I think Savati's alright. I can't see any damage on the car, any major damage anyway, so should be okay. Split line speed still looks around the same as the leaders, so yeah, no one's closing up dramatically. So yeah, I think he's got away with that.
Yeah, I was just on board our leading pack here, and Josh Burton, he's backing off severely going around the oval, coming up to the start-finish line. I've got no doubt that he can get the job done on Scotty Gray should it need be with the tow, but he's just saving fuel at the moment. I don't know the pit strategy at the moment, assuming that they will have to pit to lap 4, probably in the next 8 laps. I think they'll need to pit. But
well, the pit is obviously they have to pit, don't they, because of the rules.
Yep.
But I don't think they need to take any fuel or anything like that. This is maybe the only
just
one.
A stop-go thing.
Yeah, I would think this might be the only track they might have to do it, because obviously they're flat out for so long, so the fuel burn might be high. But as far as I can tell from the information I've received, it should still just be a stop and go. So I expect these front 3 just to stay out as long as they possibly can, because right now they're just building that gap behind, and the last thing they want to do is pit and get into the pack.
See if we can just jump on board with Josh Burton here, and we can just tell you just how much he's backing off. We've got Scotty Gray and the Mad Cow Corvette in the front, the car 27. And just listen to him here. He can pass down. Look at that, he's off throttle.
Massively.
And I don't even think he's 3/4 there. And again, he's actually off throttle, just getting a nice easy tow. So yeah, doesn't need to make that move yet. Not putting any stress on his tyres or anything like that.
And Osborne, in contrast, is absolutely foot to the floor as we just jumped on board with him. So yeah, that Aston Martin absolutely thrashing the engine there. You could hear that revving out.
Yeah, but a good lap time by Osborne last lap of 40.4, which is exactly. Let's go through this. Scotty Gray at 4:03, Burton at 4:04, and Osborne at 4:29. Largely at 41.7 last lap, but Halabi in the ride is starting to get it wound up a little bit at 40.5, as is Suvati at 40.1, so that's exceptional here. Schweck at 44, so there are fast times all the way through. Ishak also at 40.1, so there's some good times through the field.
Have a little look further back, see what else is going on. Nathan Broden at the moment. This is quite a pack actually, around just tucked up behind Gary Cousins right now, 14th place. And you've got Nathan followed by Martin, Anthony, and then Steve Bocade as well. So huge little gaggle going on around here. Guys all lapping very similar pace right now. Looks like we might have Nathan going for a move, maybe into the chicane side by side on Gary there. Got that move done.
Yeah, well, Gary's
up and through.
Gary's very much in a Green Hornet, being attacked by the Green Hornet racing team. Yeah, with that move just then by Nathan Grouden. He's got Martin Houston and Anthony Winkleman in the Green Hornet, Aston Martin as well. So a good little gaggle here. And Gary's just going to be able to get the job done. Is he outside? You'd think he'd be able to carry that pace in if he needs to. Probably needs to get a bit closer so he gets some side draft there. But whether these guys are in a hurry or not, I'm not sure. But you'd like to think that they got Dickie Lee in front of them with Chandra Young. Actually, good little battle here with a recovering Mick Hammond, Brian Borg, and Chandra Young as well. Just in front. That's a battle for. Actually, Mick must have gone that lap down.
Oh, we were just watching Gary's around. Had some problems there. I was just looked away for a second, came back, and he's around. And there's another one of the Green Hornet cars. That's Martin. Houston, who's around. Let's just take a quick look at that back on replay because I completely missed that.
Yeah, Martin's done a fairly big dive in there, and actually his teammates clipped him, Martin, as well. So Winkleman a touch here. What that's done is promote Bouquet by 3 positions.
Such a shame for the spin there, because you wouldn't have thought that would have spun the car around. It had just sort of pushed out wide, but yeah, and like you say, teammate gets in on it as well, which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah, it's not a great start for the JFF Laser team there, but they still got Jason Bentz in an excellent 8th position there, trying to tail off. Nuzzery dropped a spot too, trying to chase down the GLW car, which might have some other issues with Winkleman. Do we just have a look here? No, it doesn't seem to be anything too. Well, Timmy's not going to be happy.
Got another spinner, like you say, yeah, but Tim Ballinger around. Take a quick look at that, see what that was again. So a lot of instance going on at the moment.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of luck, Timmy. There's no doubt he, Chandra Jean.
What was that? I mean, that was the merest of touches that he got there. How did that spin the car around there? That seems crazy.
Well, did he touch you? No, I don't think there was a touch there. No, there was an initial touch. Yeah, there was an initial touch there, but I think Tim's just lost the back end there, and away it goes. So, yeah, probably might have changed the balance of the car just that little bit into the turn, but I would have thought that could have been controlled afterwards. So, yeah, he's still battling on, Timmy Ballinger, and I don't know, just he had that patch not so long ago. He was just flying, but he's just seems to have run out of luck all of his races at the moment. But he's got a Mick Hammond right behind him now, but that's not for position because Mick's already that lap down.
Brian Borg just closing in on Nathan here. It's got a run. Backs it out, backs off a little bit going into the chicane, decides not to put a move in. Just as we know Marcus so well, apparently he's pole position for the GT3 class of the 6 hours of the Glen. So good luck to Marcus.
Yeah, well, what's he driving the HPD? I would imagine the
GT3.
GT3. Sorry, okay, yeah. Well, no, it's
who's that coming into the pits there? That's Nathan. He's decided to pit, I think. He's stopping for just a couple of seconds. No, he's still in there, so maybe a little bit damaged. It needs to repair. 3.8 seconds, and then he's away again. Perhaps he just wants to get out of all the traffic that he's in right now. We said about that earlier on. Feels like he's got a bit of pace to move.
Just wondering whether he would have taken a few. So 8-second stop, was it? Well, see, that's not long enough for tyres, but is for a short top up there. So
3.8 seconds, sorry. So real slow.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that's really a nothing stop, isn't it?
Josh Borden back ahead. I'm pretty sure we are live anyway, but just in case we weren't, I just picked that. Yeah, so a bit of traffic was ahead of them. Borden got past. We missed that. But I'm sure Scott's just in the same position now. Just no point in them exchanging positions every lap, is there? Steve Bouquet got a run with DK Lee.
We've also had a lead change. Josh Burden has finally decided, and I think that's what he's done. He has decided to to take that lead for a while. So the GT Omega Racing car of Josh Burden leading on the start of lap 9, but Scotty Gray and Aaron Osborne, super impressed with how he's going so far in that GLW car, is hanging in there. Like I said, I think the Corvette's just that bigger tennis racket at this track, but Aaron doing a great job there so far. I don't know if he'll have the raw pace should he be out in his own though, and I think that when the Corvettes decide to pit, I would imagine Aaron probably be best to try and pit as well.
I think you're right. I think Aaron has got to do that. He's got to come in exactly the same time, and then he's got to he's basically got to try and get a run towards the end of the race or something like that, get them two fighting and then just capitalise on it, because I can't see any other way that he's going to get a run.
Just I'm on board with Yuka Sivati at the moment, and he's got Ilham Halabi and the Riley. Oh, it's been 2 seconds. Scotty Stevens sounds disappointed, shall we say, over the loudspeaker. Oh, he's got some severe damage here too. Just have to have another look at that.
In the GT Omega car, let's jump back. Oh, he's got massive damage on the left side there. Let's just, yeah, that's right.
Oh, what's going on there?
See what that was.
Lachlan Crowe has he's just driven straight into the side of him. So Lachlan's gone in too deep in an attempt to try and get through Gary Cousins. Obviously had no idea Scotty Stevens is there in the Corvette, and has just obliterated him.
Yeah.
So not great driving there by Lachlan Crowe. Not sure who he's with, but yeah, if there's
coming in for
not
a
sure there's a penalty system. It might need to be looked at.
Mim's just pulled over to the left and retired. Not sure what that's about. Quick look at that one as well. So much going on, we're not able to keep an eye on the race. Just all these replays.
Well, he's in the pits for me.
Yeah, he just pulled up to the side of the road. I just
so
caught the end of it. So
a quick tow.
Do like the BP livery.
Well, he's popped his engine, mate. That's what's
okay.
happened there.
Oh wow!
So
that's a weird place to blow the engine. That was midway through the corner.
He had previous contact though.
Okay.
So yeah, that was always going to, well, not always going to happen, but there was the potential for it to happen, and not a great lap here for the GT Omega team either, unless it's scheduled.
A lot of guys in the pits.
Utri's in the pits. Who's that just coming out? Scotty Stevens just coming out from his quick tow.
Ray goes back to the lead into the chicane. Osborne, I thought maybe was going to have a little look there at the same time, but it's just not worth it, is it, for him at this point? He knows that he's going to lose that place again.
Well, as I say, can Osborne even? Yeah, what would he do if he did take the lead? I don't think he'd be there too long. Just not thinking whether the Rileys need to be in this race. So really, it isn't really seem to be achieving anything. It's holding its position in fourth. Lap times are fairly similar, but it's just able to drive away.
So I'll have a little look on Yuka here. Could be going into turn one. Got the move. Yuka doesn't even defend, just runs high.
Oh,
coming from behind.
Big dive.
That would have caught it. I think he gets a little tap from behind as well, from Bent as well. So that was major crash.
Farney has absolute. Oh no, that's gonna. Oh no. Put your foot on the brakes there, Shane. I would imagine. Let's just have a look at the replay there.
Well, who was trying to go around the outside of the car that was going backwards there? Because that was only going to end one way.
Yeah, he has a. Oh gee whiz.
I think that sums
Shane,
it up, doesn't it? Oh,
Shane is initially trying to do the right thing. I've got no doubt at all. Like Shane's trying to do the right thing. And let him go, and Farney's driven into the back of him. And he's hit him hard, there's no doubt. But then when Shane's rolling backwards, mate, put your foot on the brakes. Mate, there goes Jason Bentz's race as well. So a disastrous race for that team, really.
It was Colin who was trying to go around the outside of the car that was going backwards.
And have a look where Farney Lussery.
Oh no, it wasn't. Colin already had gone actually, so I'm not sure who that was.
And Farney Lussery and Yuka are our big winners out of that, because they've just driven off as if nothing's happened.
Yeah, exactly. He lost all those places, didn't he? Had to get out of it, and and then all of a sudden just gets them all back.
Yeah, so disappointing that, and like I said, for the JFF team, so far a disaster for the laser side of it. Like, it's a split team at the JFF to a point where Josh Burden and Scotty Stevens run the Corvette in the red GT Omega colours, and the other JFF guys running those laser colours, so they run the Aston Martin. So they've got their bases covered, but a disappointing race for the Aston Martin side of things.
Was Adrian Bentz in, and it was Bentz, sorry, who was trying to go around the outside, wasn't it, of the the car there? Yeah. So yeah, I don't know quite where we expected the guy to go there. It was going backwards, but I think that was always going to end in disaster. Just stick the brakes on and go on the inside. Front three still pretty close together, not much going between them right now. Very, very similar lap times and sector times out there. I think those three are set for the long haul. They know they're not going to shift each other, just using the slipstream to stay in contention. Really, it's about the race going on behind. Like Adrian Jarvis into the pits as well. Yep, he's away. 5.1 second stop for him though, so maybe he got a bit of repairs, or maybe a splash of fuel, maybe underfueled it or something like that. BK Lee was closing in on Nathan Groden, but that gap sort of stabilised itself as well. Colin and Mohammed having a little bit of a battle out there after the accident just a couple of laps ago. Those two are pretty much on the same piece of track now, but yeah, not too much going on actually. Settled down a little bit, Brenton.
Yeah, it has settled down, but I'm going to make a prediction now, and I'm going to predict that this will be the closest finish in SRA GT history. I'm very, very confident it will be.
Yeah, I think you might be right there. As long as traffic doesn't get in the way and separate this pack up or cause an accident or something like that. But yeah, I think you're right.
I can just see what Josh is doing. It's pretty predictable, and you can't blame him because he's playing the card smart. Does he need to race now? No, I don't think he does. And Scotty Gray might be the same. And you can give us your advice, Alex. Mate, you're coming through the bus stop for the last time on the last lap. Where would you rather be? The leader, or would you rather be second coming up to that finish line? Yeah,
you'd want to be second, wouldn't you, really? I think both of them know now as well, by now. Maybe they've got spotters or whatnot. But Aaron's not going to be there at the end. He's not going to be trying to get past them unless he's actually in the lead. It's the only chance he has, and he can defend the line. Because he's absolutely flat out and losing ground on the straights, so
yeah,
it's going to be tough for him.
Just interested here that Scotty Gray just seems to have gapped Josh that little bit there. Scotty was able to have a tow from Min Park, so Josh is going to need to put his head down this lap and make sure that he's just making those gains now. Nick Hammond's obviously got another issue, so Josh is certainly not backing off that lap, so Scotty's putting a bit of a push in here.
Aaron's very good on the brakes, I have to say. Just look at him there. I think on a one-on-one fight he would have an opportunity to get past, but the issue is the Corvette he's chasing has always got a little bit of tow ahead as well, so it doesn't seem to be closing up. But right at the end of the straight, I was just looking at the speeds there. They were almost identical, Josh and Aaron. Whether Josh was actually lifting, I don't think he was close enough to lift that time. So
yeah, well, it's an Aussie 1-2-3 at the moment, and yeah, this is all going towards the team championship, no doubt. But yeah, just interested with Aaron here. You're right. With the both the second Corvette and the tow of the first Corvette, it makes that change. But whether these guys all pit together at the same time, do not know, because none of them will be in communication with each other. But yeah, these guys here, what are they? 8.8 seconds up the road from our third place Halabi car driving the sole rider. He's got 5 seconds behind him. A lot of smoke in front of them.
Yeah, I think that might have been Winkleman and someone else caught up in that. Let's just take a quick look at that replay. I saw the very aftermath of it. So, is it just going in the chicane? Yeah, it looks like Winkleman lost it, and then one of the GT Omega cars behind also lost it. That was. That was Peter Sattler there as well. Lost it. So, and that was just a self spin. I think Peter just spun trying to avoid Anthony there. So, yeah, unfortunate for those guys. They looked like they were closing in on. I think it might have been Brian ahead of them at the time.
Just such a busy program with the Australian iRacing community at the moment. We've got a car off there. Who was that coming back on in front of Matheson? Lachlan Crowe again. He's had a bit of a shocker tonight, old Lachlan. Just such a busy time with the Australian iRacing community. So it's so limited chances to get you set up on each race if you really want to concentrate on it. So, I know Josh Bird is very busy with the V8. Scotty Gray does mostly the GT3s, GT1s, as does Aaron Osborne, he does a lot of GT3s as well. But, hats off to these guys for being so much quicker at the moment. They're putting in a great effort. Like, these guys are 15 seconds up the road from the next GT1 car.
Yeah, amazing. Grode, we just saw an overtake there as well. Groden on DK Lee coming out of the chicane. Hillier, of course, able to get back in the slipstream, is still right there, maybe having a little fight back. Doesn't get back past, but yeah, I don't think that battle's going to die off anytime soon. But yeah, just switching back up to the front guys, yeah, you can just see all three in shot there. They're definitely going to pit very late, I feel. I can't see them do it unless we have a massive gap.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Great in. That caught everybody by surprise.
That
now
caught
can
everybody
he jump away?
Smart laying sorry at the same time. Yeah, that's a really good move by Scotty Gray, and certainly one that he had certainly planned. I've got no doubt about that.
Another one of the GTM Mega cars around as well.
Yeah, we've lost our host Mark Lang on the exit of the bus stop as well. Just too much of the inside curb there onto the power.
3.9 seconds stop for Scott, so he's in and out and away. Where does Scott come out? Has he got a clear track? Yeah, he's going to have Colin just in front of him, but not. And, apart from that, I think he's got a relatively clear track for a little while, so he can dispose of Colin pretty quickly. Then yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out. Interesting.
Does he want a clear track though?
Well, yeah.
Or would he rather have someone to work with?
Yeah, I mean, Colin was only 0.3 of a second off of Josh and Aaron that lap, so there's no reason why, if they were exchanging positions, it shouldn't work out for them. Got a little bit of traffic ahead of the front two right now, though. This is going to slow them up, so this is definitely not what they wanted. Need to catch them up on this straight for turn one, ideally.
And this will be the first time we see Aaron Osborne with just the one Corvette in front to see what he can do. Should there be potential on the last lap? They're just going through Winkelman, one of the green.
Does have a speed advantage. You can see it on screen now.
Yeah.
It's 3 or 4 Ks. He definitely has one, and
in goes.
Oh, that what he wanted? Osborne, I don't think it is it?
No, I don't think so. I really don't, because now he's flying solid. But let's see what lap times he can do.
We'll see what sort of pace it is.
Oh, he's pushed too hard here. So too deep into turn one. So straight away, this lap time will probably be 2 or 3 tenths off. The interesting. And he's on his way. That was exceptionally quick. I'm not sure what time that was, AC. I'm sure you've got the watch on that, but almost didn't look like he stopped there. I have to check that to see if he did actually stop.
With Josh.
Did he come to a stop?
No.
I think he.
Well, the live timing screen is not counting it as a stop. I mean, he's come out behind. Well, he's come out in front of Gray by about 4 seconds. I'll tell you what. I'm going to wind it back.
I reckon he has.
I'll wind back and have a quick look. It was.
Yep, I see a 0. I'm just looking at his speed.
Not far enough.
And I see it drop, and I see a flash of 0, and I can tell you it is just a flash of 0. But to me, wow. I think he'll be okay, but I tell you what, if that's seen upon favourably, and it could be.
Unfortunately, the replay. Oh, I don't know about that one, Brendan. I've looked at that. Well, let's have a little look at that again. See if we can slow it down a little bit there. Might be a bit controversial.
Yeah, but what's the definition of a car stopping? To me, it goes to zero, and I reckon I can see the number zero there, but oh, I wouldn't bet my house on it.
I've slowed it right down. We're at about quarter speed right this second. Unfortunately, I can't show the speed because it only looks at the live speed, which is a shame. Oh, I think you might be right. I think the tyres might stop rotating for an oomph of a second.
Yeah, well, if an oomph of the second is live timing, I think an oomph might get him through here, because that has opened him up a 4.4 second gap on Scotty Gray. So
Yep.
it's if that's classed as stopping and you have to stop.
Osborne
He's
was
obviously
5.1 as well, so yeah, that's
well.
the difference of. I'm sure some of the drivers might look at that one back, and stewards will have to have a look, because he was actually zero behind the lollipop man, effectively. Obviously, we don't get to see them. That's why he's been instantly released, because he was too far forward, you know. So it doesn't stop him or take control or anything like that. So.
Well, so hang on. So he's driven past his pit lane, but so he hasn't stopped in his pit bay. Is that right?
Correct. The zero was after the pit man. So that's why it doesn't engage anything. This is why all the guys are having like 3-second stops, 2.9, stuff like that. And he's got away with the zero. On the official live timing screen, it says that he hasn't pitted.
Yeah, well, that's something for Mark to decide. I would think that if he stopped in his pit lane, then that has to be categorised as stop, even if it is for, as you say, an oomph for the second. But if he hasn't stopped in his pit box, which is you are suggesting, I don't get to see that. Is that then stopping a pit stop? I don't know, but that's not for us to decide. But it does need looking at for clarification. Otherwise, let's face it, everyone can do it. You don't worry about your own pit.
Exactly, everybody can do that. It doesn't specify that it needs to. You know, you need to actually physically stop in your pit stall. And wait for them to release you, so you can either stop a bit early or, you know, stop a bit earlier. So maybe bending the rules there.
Yeah, maybe not bending, but certainly stretching. Like to see what's going to happen there. Otherwise, every man is dog. No matter what track is just going to come in the pits. Don't care where, just jam on the anchors in any pit bay, get the zero and get going again. Whereas to stop behind your pit man is a bit more exact. Well, it is. You want to be behind your pit man, whether you go on the brakes too early or too late and slide through. I wonder if there's been any cars tonight that have overshot their pit bay, reversed back, stopped, kept going. So, ooh, what would you think? Judge, what would you think?
Yeah, I think by the letter of the law, he's fine. Stopped. Pretty close in today, had a pit stop. You know, you don't have to take tyres or fuel. You know, he hasn't. So I think by the letter of the law, he's okay.
Okay, so Lewis Hamilton pits in a Ferrari pit bay. Doesn't take tyres or fuel. Has he pitted?
Yeah, but it's not part of the rules, is it, in F1? So.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. But you know. If he gets away with it, or it's in the letter of the law, well, congratulations to him, fantastic. And you know, I actually kind of hope that he does. He's put his thinking cap on, and if there's a rule there to be taken for a bit of a ride, and he gets away with it, well, good luck to him. It's obviously something that others can do. What he's also had is the advantage of being behind Ilham Halabi, which he's had a fantastic draft. But this is where he gets held up here now.
Yeah.
Ilham doesn't need to give this position away. There's no blue flags here. So this is a battle for the lead, and like you said with the infield, he's just getting killed, isn't he?
But it's the acceleration out of the corner I think he struggles with the most. But once the car winds up, it's actually quicker in a straight line. So this is the problem. The guys get initial run, but then of course he starts to pull away. So just we'll look at the difference between them now. So here comes Josh motoring. Look, he's going to.
And I don't know whether he can get to him.
At some point, this Riley's going to start to pull away. on brakes. Is he going to do it? No, I mean, I think the rider's got more downforce as well. That's the thing. So should be slightly faster through the corners.
Oh, I can't see him getting the job done here. He's going to have to, unless he'll hits this lap. I can't see Josh getting the job done here because he's going to have to take the highway around, which gives him the outside of the turn. And right now, that Riley's going to start winding up.
Yeah,
he has to fall back into his
back in. Yeah, he can't get by him. Well, that's interesting because that might. I mean, although it was a 140.7, 3/10 second, 4/10 second faster was Scott Gray. So if Halabi doesn't pit right now for a little while, then up the inside. That's going to be it done. He'll just drive away on the under acceleration.
See how we go here. I'd be on board with Elam now.
Yeah, you're right. I might get back past him, but he's going to have to do it pretty quick.
Let's just hope Elam doesn't overdrive it here in the last bit of the infield here. Just that long right, you can get early onto the power there. There always seems to be so much grip here. And even again here, he just pits us to the right, just where that road, that off-road ends. Be interested to see whether Elam can make a gain here. But look at the drive away that Josh gets there in the Corvette. Just that initial acceleration. That Corvette is gone.
Still in the slipstream zone though, so I think we're going to start to see this this Riley wind up, and we are indeed. It's probably 10 k's faster at this point, if not more, maybe 15. Here he comes.
Well,
if he can stay in contact here. Oh, maybe not. Bumping over the curbs a little bit. It's probably going to be maybe. Oh no, I think he's close enough. We'll see.
Yeah, he reached 295 before the bus stop, which is probably about that 10 k's faster. It's a good run here again. So he's finally got the top gears peaking 280, about to crack the 290. Look at he's just going to drive past him.
Still carrying the speed as well.
299 he got to.
Oh, he got a tap.
I've hit. Quite burden. I've hit. And neither needed to be doing that.
Have a little look at that back on replay. I'm not quite sure why he's got into him there.
Yeah, Josh has definitely driven into the inside, into the back of there. It really is a bit of a desperation move there by Josh because he wanted to be in front during that infield, and I think if he was in front of the entire infield, he'd be up and away. But he's definitely taken Elam for a bit of a ride there. Just having a look at Scotty Gray's last lap of 40.3 compared to Josh's 41, but I'm not sure Scotty's going to, now that there's being no held up by Josh, I don't know whether he's going to get that job there. And have a look at Aaron Osborne now that he's not in the draft. Has got Colin Schweck behind him. I'm not sure if you've got the details of. Okay.
Yeah, Colin. What he might have done, he might have done a quick stop like Josh, so it's not registered. There's always that, but yeah. I've watched that replay back a couple of times actually. I think you're right. There's no need for Josh to go in there. You know, he'd lost that position. He just tries to force the issue, doesn't he, on the inside, and fortunately turns Alabi there. And I think the stewards will have a pretty dim view on that one. To be honest, I can't see him getting away with that one.
Yeah, I think they will. Lap 11, I noticed that Colin's lap time has gone from 39s to a 46.9. It's only a 7 seconds. I'm not sure whether that would be a spin or whether that would be a pit stop. But there's definitely one time there that stands out more than the others.
That's Colin coming into the pits now, so there you go.
That answers that question.
7 minutes to go, yep. Gray's had a slow lap. He's back behind Halabi. I'm not sure what that was about.
Well, he's now going to be in the same position as Josh Burton, so if Burton does cop a penalty, what happens there?
Where's Osborne? Oh, Osborne's around. We're blown engine as well. No, he's not.
Oh,
that's one
That's
of the
Hammond.
it's Hammond, isn't it? So what's gone on there? Take a quick little look at that one back. Osborne looking good for another podium, just what he wanted for his championship.
No,
just lost it on his own.
Yeah, No, I think he's trying to avoid the blown engine in front.
Just comes by and skims him. I think he's going to be alright, isn't he? Oh, he's got himself buried into the wall. I shouldn't
Oh,
laugh,
it's
sorry.
nasty. Well, this is our series leader here, so it's all gone south for him here badly.
Still in fifth.
Just see if,
You Stavati's still there as well, so yeah, it's
but
just a bit unfortunate.
But with Josh out front, now if he gets a after-race penalty, post-race penalty, is he still gifted with the race win, or is it just a deduction of points? I think it's just a deduction of points. So what we could be seeing here, if it is for if he does lose his race win, we're not saying it's going to happen, but it could. Well, then this battle with Halabi and with Scotty Gray could be for the lead. But has Halabi pitted yet? I'm not sure.
Still hasn't pitted. No, he still hasn't pitted. 5 minutes to go, so it's going to be right at the end.
Well, here's another one for you then, AC. Michael Schumacher, Silverstone? Who's to say that you don't have to...
Yeah.
Well, because if we know you don't have to pit in that pit bay, who's to say...
Just lost a place and he went to Gray, I think. Although he's got it back with the undercut. Gray's got
but look
the
at the acceleration.
Line. He's got the power. I think should get the line here. Yes, he does.
Well, who's to say on the last lap you don't come in, pit in the very first pit bay, and then cross the finish line in the pits?
Good little battle between Stevens and Ballinger that was as well. Ballinger trying to fight back, but Scott Stevens now in the Corvette back through. They've got Tim Jackson just behind them and Daniel Leeds as well. So good little 4-car squabble going on here. This is for 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th. So these guys actually been pretty close to each other all race long, to be fair.
Yeah, I know. Jacko's literally just stepped into this car with about 3 or 4 laps of qualifying to go. So he spent no time in this car at all. But he's just turned up in a racing, just loves his iRacing. But yeah, competitive there, 11th. I'm not sure if he's pitted yet though. Scotty Stevens in 9th has done a really good comeback considering the dramas he's had. Timmy Ballinger also had some early race dramas. But like I said, not sure whether Jackson there has pitted. I would say that no, he hasn't. Or maybe he pitted lap 1. I don't think he did. And I don't know whether Daniel Leet has pitted either there as well in 12th.
Yes, they've all been in the box.
He has?
Yeah.
They've all pitted? Okay. Jeez, it must have been quick then, because I'm looking at Jackson's time. There's nothing that really stands out to me.
Yeah, 3.8 for Jackson. Leet was 3 seconds flat. So
Jackson's
Scott
just
Stevens
gone
was
off.
2.1, so even quicker.
Yeah, well, so Jackson's just gone off there on the exit of the bus stop, so Leet's now got through. But yeah, the good little racing. Scotty Stevens in the Corvette and Timmy Ballinger in the GLW Aston Martin. You'd be backing Timmy to make the job done here.
So just to touch on my little issue from earlier on, just in case anybody's watching as well and has noticed it, that it's only the Aston Martin that the lights, when the car's facing away from me, the lights disappear on the track ahead. So the Corvette, they still show, but on the Aston, it doesn't. So.
Must be an English thing, mate, because my Aston Martins are fine here.
Weird. So weird.
The Aston Martin comes from your place, mate, not mine, but it works properly here.
Yeah, very odd. So yeah, it's clear as day. I can see the Corvettes, but not the Aston. So some weird setting going on there. I think. Yep. As soon as it disappears, as soon as it faces away, just the lights turn off. Right, if anyone knows what setting that is, post a comment below, let me know what it is. I mean, I have everything turned on, we're maxed out every single setting. So, yeah, but as you can see, the lights are on, and then it goes past us, points the other way, and yeah, apparently there's no lights on anymore because you can't see it on the track in front, so, weird one.
And Halabi in the pits from 3rd place, it's be interesting to see what he does in the pits. See, I think these guys are aiming for their pit stalls, and he's stopped, he's gone.
1.3 seconds, that's pretty quick as well.
Yeah, but he definitely stopped in his box, there's no doubt about that. Actually, he even had a quick repair. You can see the change to the rear end. He's obviously had contact with other cars or walls
on the way out as well. So, what was a fresh car? No longer.
Aaron Osborne needs to recover here.
Yeah,
Osborne
might
get the job
just
done.
get him.
Yeah, it's an
Osborne's
important
going to be a
move for
sitting
Osborne.
duck though, isn't he, on this lap? If he can't pull enough of a gap, he needs to get what, about 3/4 of a second, we think here?
Yeah, I think he'll be okay here.
Just look like only half a second.
Yeah, I think there's gains to be made here. Just watch the drive away here. Look at that. Just the acceleration of the Aston Martin compared to Halabi in the Riley. It almost makes the Riley uncompetitive. I know it's up in a good spot here in 5th place now, but there's going to be some tracks, and imagine going to Okayama or other tracks. That car's going to be uncompetitive. It's just going to be an absolute lemon.
Yeah, you're right, he's too far back, 0.8 of a second. He is picking up the draft and he is quicker in a straight line. Osborne very slow. Actually, Osborne is very slow. I think he's got that damage on the front end from earlier on. He's about 10k's down as well, so he's going to really, well, he's not going to hold on to this.
He's not going to
Alabi's going to just drive straight past him here and back up into 4th place.
Yeah, has Osborne got damage to the front end? With whatever, this is going to be over very quickly.
Just enough.
Yes,
I mean,
yeah, just look at that. And you can already say that Osborne will not beat that car. But he's also got those, look at this, Jason Bentz
coming behind you.
Coming at him at a million miles an hour.
30 seconds left on the clock, so what have we got? Where's Josh right now? So this could be the last lap, mind you. Let's keep an eye on the timer, see if the white flag comes out, or will he be far enough around that we'll have looks like Brian Borg, is that just spun in front of him? So is that his GT Omega teammate?
Yeah.
Just keeping it out the way on the apron there. 8 seconds left on the timer. I think we're probably far enough away that white flag might come out now anyway. Has indeed, so it's going to be crossing the line. So Osborne might be alright from Bentz. We'll just stay with our race leader though, because he's got just the chicane and the final run to go here. You can see Scotty Gray in the background, 5.8 seconds behind. Just really hasn't been able to recover after losing that time in the pits. So our pole sitter nailed the strategy. He's going to take a victory here as long as nothing happens on this final straight. Osborne's 0.2 of a second behind Halabi as well. Let's just watch that lead across the line, and then we'll jump back to that battle. 3 cars less than a second separated. Here he comes. Josh Bourne, what a great drive. Nailed it in the pits. I'm sure they'll be looking at, hopefully there won't be any post-race with the contact with Halabi as well. Who knows? But
Osborne very, very vulnerable here.
He needs the slipstream of Halabi. Not getting it. Just dropping back. I think he's going to lose this place to Bentz. Bentz is back ahead. But here comes Osborne again. He's got the low line. He's going to get it back. Oh,
what happened there?
Bentz
put the brakes on.
No! You ruined it for us.
He actually put the brakes on. Now, what's going on there?
Yeah, they're in different teams as well. Good little. Oh no, this is back markers.
What is all that about? Actually put the brakes on. He had him cold. What's the point of fighting if you're just going to? It's obviously something we don't know about. Might have tapped him earlier in the race or something. Had him cold. There goes the brake lights. There they are. And well, 6th position to Bentz, 5th to Aaron Osborne. We'll go through those results, AC, and there's going to be some controversy there if Josh comes in to have a chat with us, and I'm pretty confident he usually does. We'll definitely be asking him about that. But anyway, up to the results as some of the tails still come in. Josh Burton from pole position taking the win, 45.5 minute race, so pretty much spot on there. 5.5 second win over Scott Gray, who looked very much in control early days, but so did Josh. The two of them were driving well. Yuko Savati, after some dramas, 22 seconds down the road in 30, be happy with that. Ilham Halabi, again, he had some dramas, just that little tap from Burton. I don't think it would have cost him anything though, to be fair. He was in 4th place. Aaron Osborne, well, we saw the bizarre, the ending of the race there between Aaron and Jason. Colin Schweck, a good effort there. Colin in front of Farney Lusby, who just seemed to have disappeared. Started 5th, Farney, and got as high as 3rd, and ended up in 8th place. Scotty Stevens, some dramas in 9th place. Just actually, I think he overpassed Timmy Ballinger on that last lap. And Tim Jackson as well, so between 9th and 11th, just the 1.7 seconds. Daniel Leet in 12th, so Jackson got back past Leet. Grounded in 13th, Dick A. Lee, Gary Cousins, Stephen Bocade. who I don't think is having a great time in this car. He's struggling, it seems. Jacek Frazek in 17th, the last car on the lead lap.
Surprised me about Bokeh because obviously he drove the GT1s, a couple of seasons ago when we had the option. So I thought it'd be right there, to be honest.
Yeah, just there was always the two. He was in his team, wasn't he? And doesn't look like he's. Interesting, if not controversial race, but Joshua Burden takes the checkered flag.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple of talking points there. I'm sure stewards will have a little look into it. I think he'll be okay with the pit stall one. Like I say, by the letter of the law, he did what he needed to do. Whether or not he'll get kind of penalty there for the contact with Halabi.
Yeah,
Been
but
pointed
like
out
said,
on the chat. I mean, to be fair, that could have cost him more. It didn't. He was lucky there. He wouldn't have lost that much time. Halabi was still running in sort of like 140s, 141s, so wouldn't have been enough for a grade to have closed in. It was only like 2 or 3 tenths of a second lap, and we had about 5 laps left. So would have been pretty safe, I think. Just the last of the drivers making their way back to the pits. Looks like we've got a couple of guys coming in. Josh is in there.
Josh and Scotty are there, so yeah. We'll hook into those if that's alright, mate. It's getting midnight here now, so do you want me to drag Josh up?
Ollie, pit stop.
Sorry, Josh. Grabbing you in mid-conversation. Trying to rush the broadcast to an end. Congratulations, buddy. Good race. Nailed the pit stop. I think. And yeah, that'll give you a 5-second lead there. And you had a little bit of fun with Halabi, a little bit of contact. I think the stewards might look at it. I don't know what they'll say, but yeah, in the end, congrats, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. Cheers, guys. Yeah, that contact there was a bit unfortunate. He's DP obviously got way more power, and he's just gone. He's trying to go around the outside. I haven't seen him there, and I've locked up because he scared me a bit, to be honest, because I didn't see him there, and I locked up and I hit him, and that was that. But yeah. It was great racing all night.
Both survived. I think that's the important point, and I think looking at the time lost, I think Yuko would have probably still had him anyway with the even then. So the results pretty much as they would have been. So no issues there. So, but yeah. So we were trying to work out in the pit stop window if you actually hit 0, and I think on the slow motion replay it did show that you actually stopped, even if it was for just a fraction of a second.
Yeah, I just hit 0. I was I sort of stuffed that up at Spa a bit. I lost 2 spots at Spa because of stopping for too long, so I thought, I'm going to practice it this week, and actually nailed it for once. So there you go.
The next question is, so Josh, did you stop in your pit bay, or did you stop in a different one?
No, mate, I stopped in my pit bay right up the front. I was on pole, so.
Good. Okay, we're just making sure we're crossing all the T's and dotting the I's here, because yeah, hopefully they won't come back and ask any questions. So yeah, mate, if that's the case, mate, and we both called it, that we definitely confident you got to 0, and mate, the strategy was beautiful. It pulled you at, 3-4 second advantage from that pit lane, so well done for that.
Yeah, cheers, mate. I was actually going to go a bit longer, but when I seen Scotty Gray coming into the pits, I thought, oh no, I better come in. He went in right at the last minute, so I had to do another lap in my own air, so I didn't have his draft, which was a bugger, but in the end it didn't work out too bad.
You actually looked fairly comfortable in his air, and we were on board a couple of times where it almost looked like you completely lifted going across the start-finish line in his draft there, and you had Aaron Osborne in the Aston Martin, busted his guts to try and keep up with you guys. But what was the plan there? If he was able to keep going, let's just be hypothetical. It's the last lap, coming through the bus stop. Would you rather be in first place or second place?
Probably second place, to be honest. With first place, there's every chance that the car's just going to squeak up around the outside of that massive straight. So, second place, you can, if you get a good run out of the bus stop, you can kind of get past them before the start finish line. So second place would probably be the guy, I reckon.
Well, mate, no doubt a good job. So yeah, congratulations from me.
Yeah,
Sorry,
next
AC.
week are you coming to Sebring?
It's actually my birthday on that day, so probably not. But we'll see how we go.
Oh well, you have a good one. Yeah, don't get too hammered.
If I'm not too hammered, I'll race. We'll just see how we go.
Excellent. All right, buddy. Have a good one. And we will probably next time we'll see is Silverstone. Of course, checkered flag doing the Sebring race. So yeah, have a good one.
Awesome. Cheers, guys.
Over to you, Brenton. Scott Gray joins us in
Scotty
the.
Gray from Scotty Gray from Mad Cow Racing, mate. Good job tonight. Congratulations for round 3 of the Sim Racers Asia GT1 Championship, mate. Looked in very much in control early laps, good quality time, etc., etc. Great dive into the pits. What happened after that, mate?
Hey guys, how you going? Yeah, the pits was a bit weird. I decided to take an early pit stop. I was originally planning on just running till a couple of laps from the end, as I have previously. But I thought, I'll dive in now and remove the draft from Josh and Aaron, because I was confident that I could run faster than them in clean air. But I got into the pit stall and it just held me for about 4 seconds. So that plan just went out the window. And yeah, was catching Josh again and just looked up the rears into turn 1 and away she went and just touched the barrier lightly.
Have any damage? Was any contact or anything like that? Because I wondered if it was just waiting for the fast repair or something like that. Is that maybe what set it back to the 3? Because you were 3.9 seconds, like you say, nearly 4 seconds.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't touch anyone at all, so unless it was curb damage or something like that, Alex, honestly, don't know. It really surprised me because I just kind of floored the throttle waiting to go and I was just stuck there.
Okay, so you've come into your pit bay and you've stopped, but you've obviously turned fuel off, turned tyres off, but you couldn't be released. Is that right?
Yeah, it just it did the counter, like it said pit stop, and then just the time was counting up, and I'm just sitting there with my foot on the throttle, going nowhere, and then eventually it let me go.
Yeah, that seems to be the massive difference in the race for you, mate. But yeah, a good result, and for the championship, a good result as well. I know Aaron had some issues late in the race. I think he came 5th, so I think that gives you the series lead back again, mate.
Yeah, I think so. After last week where I started 33rd or something and came back through the field. But yeah, tonight was a fun race. Like, Daytona is far from my favourite track, but yeah, the Draft Fest does make for exciting racing.
Indeed, fun to watch at the start. I think there was definitely an element of you guys just being very, very patient out there, and we knew it was all going to come down to the pits really, and who had it. So yeah, Josh nailed it. So didn't even
Josh did a great job tonight.
He barely registered as it didn't even register as a stop. He was that quick with bringing it to a standstill and going back out as well. So yeah, amazing performance from him. Obviously, you'll try and bounce back at Sebring, more to your liking.
Yeah, more corners, so less of this drafting nonsense. It'll play more into my hands, I think.
Cool. All right, buddy. Well, good luck for that one. You want to just have a quick shout out to your team or anyone else?
Yeah, shout out to the Mad Cows. There's a few boys racing tonight in the 6 hours at Watkins Glen. I was going to be there, but wasn't feeling up to it, so raced in this one. And also shout out to Brett Stiles of HRS.
Cool. All right, mate. Have a good one, and we'll see you at Silverstone.
All right, cheers. See you guys.
Right, I think we're just about gonna wrap it up there. Sorry, Scott.
Scotty. Yeah, interesting race tonight, mate. But yeah, that draft, it almost, and we see it at the Daytona 24 hour, the draft makes the racing more of a sit and wait prospect until after pit stops, and that's exactly what happened tonight.
Yeah.
So on to Sebring next week, and as Scotty said, more corners, less drafting, get back into the business.
I think that's exactly what we expected to see today. Exactly that. It all kind of come down to the pit stop, whether or not they could jump anyone in the pits and build a bit of a gap up or something like that, get out of the draft, and that's exactly what Josh did. And Scott, trying to obviously catch back up, made a little mistake and dropped back a little bit further. So it was all done in the pits and absolutely nailed it. So congratulations, Josh. Well done to Scott. Yuka coming across in third place as well was good performance from him. Of course, he's sitting sweet in the championship right now, and he's closed back in on Aaron Osborne. So certainly not one to roll out at this stage. Was a much quicker at some of the twistier tracks earlier on. So I think we're going to have a good championship on our hands, Brenton. Sebring next week. Checkered Flag Interactive. Don't forget to tune in to them. We'll obviously be back in 2 weeks' time for Silverstone. That'll be another great race. As always, thanks everybody for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like button. Give us the thumbs up. Share it out. Let's try and get the series as much footfall as we possibly can. It's been a great day. Thanks, Brenton, again for joining me. I will see you next week for the Starmaster F1 Grand Prix 24/7 series.
Yeah, look forward to it immensely. It's a good series which is starting to build a bit of momentum. So yeah, thanks for that tonight, Alex.
Cool. Thanks, everybody. We will see you in 2 weeks' time.